everybody. Welcome to the show. Wingman's Hangout. We used to be Wingman's Hangar, Wingman's Nut, well, whatever. Welcome to the show. So, got a lot to talk about this week. The forums have been a very busy place. The Kickstarter's been busy. You guys continue to help us spread the word. We've had a lot of articles coming. We've got some Kickstarter featuring about to happen on the 29th. So there's a lot to show. There's a lot to talk about today and give you a little update on what's been going on at Descendent.Studios. So one of the biggest questions we've had, and we'll bring Phil in for this. Come on in, Phil. Oof. I think your chair's higher. That's all right. Oh, dang it. You can't be taller than me, the wingman. That's all right. No, it's okay. It's okay. So one of the questions we've had a lot of is the business model. Right? Yeah. You know, we've had a few people out there that made their voices heard. They don't like the micro and the macro transactions.
No, they don't.
They don't. But we kind of wanted to explain why they're there and why they're going to stay there. So why don't you explain why we're doing it this way?
Okay. Well, first of all, people are thinking that the game is pay to win.
Right.
When it, of course, is not. Every single thing in the game can be earned through just regular, normal gameplay.
Right.
Purchases really are all about time saving and not gaining some advantage over any other player.
Right, and you're also not we're also not forcing you to you can't play this map until you pay. You know, like some of the Candy Crush or these others, they make you pay to get to the next level or you know, put another quarter in the arcade machine. That's not it.
Right. And again, once you've bought a copy of the game, you don't have to give us another penny after that.
All right, exactly. It's completely unlockable. Everything's completely earned in the game. It's completely up to folks that want to get through and play. And one of the reasons we're doing it also is that there's nobody here getting paid. How much you make last week, Phil?
0. In fact, I think I had a negative last week.
Exactly. Rob's making the big bucks. No.
I'm making... No, I'm not making anything.
Yeah, you're not making anything either. So the point is, we all took the risk together collectively to start building this game, hoping that there's an audience out there for a new Descent.
Right.
And in order for us to, if we wanted to do the full what we want to do for this thing for the next 10 years, we'd have gone on Kickstarter and said, hey, we need $20 million.
That's right.
And nobody's gonna give me $20 million.
No. This gets us started.
Yeah. The whole point is this is the first step. So we get the multiplayer, small single player, some co-op in, and we use the voluntary transactions to fund the bigger single player campaign, to fund the gravity maps, to take this through phases to where Descent gets a proper reboot and becomes a massive thing.
That's right.
It becomes a global sensation.
Global. I like that.
Yeah, global. Universal.
Even better.
And there's got to be some aliens out there that want to play this game.
Likely.
So. Yeah, they're time savers. What else does it say on the board up there? So since we're looking over there.
Yes, the board. Well, one of the things about it is some people say, well, if you sell a copy of the game, you shouldn't really charge anything in the game. Well, we've already said you're not going to be charged anything in the game.
Exactly, we agree.
Unless you want to save some time.
Right.
But we also need to sell copies of the game to help support not only the multiplayer development, but specifically really single player. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why we have to charge for the game.
Well, I mean, you can't. It's a AAA game. We're making a really high-end experience. And,
exactly.
You know that's why we're doing it this way. So, not everybody's going to agree with it.
No.
And nothing we can do about that.
There's not.
Because this is what we have to do to keep the lights on, because my wife has told me that I have got to stop paying for all these offices and all this stuff if we don't have a company or a project to make. Shocking how my kids want to eat and everything.
That's right.
Those little greedy sons of guns. So the point is, the whole purpose of this, guys, is that we're coming out together. We're going to make this game. And we're still in pre-production. It's still very early in the process.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, with that in mind, we kind of wanted to give you guys a little update of what that's about. And then we kind of wanted to show you guys a little animation of the torch. Let's see what that looks like, Mike.
Let's take a look at that, and I'm just kind of rolling over the top, I guess.
Oh, it's not the torch, it's the Typhoon. Duh. Let's do it again.
You ready?
Typical.
You ready?
Yeah.
It's a Typhoon.
There's a Typhoon. Rob, come on in. So you can see this is, you know, one of the things, you'll have the missiles, you'll have the lasers on the end of there, and it's going to create a cascading effect as it shoots down the hallway and stuff. Of course, at the same time, you're not going to be able to hug the walls, but that's kind of a trade-off for having this big muscly ship.
We talked about that on Tuesday.
We did talk about it on
trade-offs
Tuesday.
of all the different ships have their
Hey, Rob.
skills.
Hi, Eric.
How you doing?
I'm okay, man.
It's
I'm
your
all right.
show today.
Well, it's our
It's
show.
kind of weird.
It's our show.
It's like I liked having my show.
Yeah, your show was good. I really appreciate it.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, so let's talk a little about what we're going to be doing because with the Kickstarter page.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we've had a lot of people just not get the message we're trying to deliver. That's our
Right.
fault. That's our
That's
bad.
completely on us.
Yeah, we knew in our heads what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that we necessarily said it right. So we're cleaning up the Kickstarter page. We're putting some of the new art in.
Yep.
That'll look great.
Yep.
We're tightening up the message.
Yeah.
We're making it. We're trying to put what's in our heads on paper.
Yeah,
better than we did
it's
the
also
first time.
it's also as the art comes in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
absolutely.
when we launched the Kickstarter, this is what we had. We showed what we had to show, and now, as you guys have seen over the time, this stuff's coming live. It's coming hot. We're sharing the Typhoon. We're sharing the Torch. We're hoping to share the Predator pretty soon. We've got that
Very
concept
soon.
coming in.
Very
So
soon.
all this stuff is like hot off the presses. You guys are right in there in the trenches with us, and that is completely the point of doing this. And so, we want your feedback. If you guys say, "Hey, that sucks," well, then we'd have to wait a minute. What?
Hey!
What? Ban that person.
Be gentle.
We're banning that person.
Be gentle.
That guy doesn't know what they're talking about. So anyway, yeah, but the point is we want to do this together. We're sharing, and I mean, we get stuff like some of the videos you'll see later today that we're going to be updating the Kickstarter video with. Literally came in last night from one of the environments we're building, the Kaji's building in Germany.
We have a very short fuse as far as firing off the new stuff. It's
Yeah.
like, we see it, we're like, good enough, go.
Yeah, well, but that's why we want them involved. That's
Yeah.
the whole purpose of this. That's
Yeah.
completely 100% what we're doing.
And they're going to be with us every step of the way.
So we're looking to update the Kickstarter page with the new graphic imagery. We're gonna tone the message down quite a bit. It's kind of long, I think, tiny.
Tight.
We want the reason for this is also so that not only does it tighten up the message for us, but it's also so when you guys are out there pounding the doors and helping us spread the word.
Thank you, by the way, for keeping that up.
Yeah, absolutely. Without you, there is no us, and so. It'll be easier for you guys to explain what it is because we've had a lot of people saying it's not Descenti. Descenti. I'm totally convinced that I'm going to make that a word.
Yeah, that in floaties.
And it is. And floaties, they're not floaties. They're power-ups.
They're
Why are
not
you calling them floaties?
I don't know.
They're power-ups. We haven't even made those yet. We are hoping to get those pretty quick.
Working on
Yeah,
those.
we are.
Oh,
we are.
man, the shield orb. I want to get the shield orb.
Yeah, you got to get that.
So
in there.
important.
Shield orb, the energy, all those things have got to come back. The cloaking, all those things. So that's coming. And we're hoping to get some gameplay at some point. We've got some multiplayer going, but it's still not feeling exactly right.
It's not
and
there
so
yet, but
It's not there yet.
we're working on it.
Yeah, we are. We're working on it. And Lord knows you'll see it when
Soon as you can.
Yeah, as soon as we can get it stable. Essentially. So, but we will be updating the Kickstarter page.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the imagery that's been put into updates will now be on the front page.
Mm-hmm.
We will be consolidating the message, and we don't need to. I think we have 2 bits where we actually talk a lot about the lore, and that's probably
Too much lore.
Too much lore.
Too
and
much
so, yeah,
We overlord.
we're overlords. We're overlords. So that's going on. Yeah. So Michael just said that we should probably show some of the stuff we'll be updating the page with.
Ooh, like the new map.
The new map. Should we
It's
show?
very pretty.
It's Descenti.
He's done some excellent work.
It's Descenti. There you go. I think that looks pretty cool.
I think that looks pretty
Hopefully they liked it. I mean, the point is that's a map we're building right now that we're flying around in and flying through at times because there's no real collisions in there yet. But yeah, but you can see where it's going. There's going to be corridors. There's going to be lots of variety of environments to play in. I think that's a few different looks for everybody.
People have asked about that. It's like, is it only going to be asteroids? Like, no.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Well, they'll have connecting and pieces and hallways, and it might be in an asteroid, but it's going to look like something. You know, it's mines that are already there. So
some of it will be bases, some of it will be asteroids.
Yeah, all together. So
as many as we can do.
Yeah, and that's sort of one of our test maps, so that we're building it to test out new environments, see how it plays, see how it goes. We still haven't put the doors in, the irises.
Need the doors.
We're going to get the doors in at some point. It's just it's a matter of time and effort. It's a progression. So
it's always a progression. And
it is
forever and ever and ever. So
and we're going to take some of those video elements and update the original video so that those are there when instead of just instead of the original, which was what we have kind of a matinee image of what it would look like inside of a giant asteroid, because we wanted to get 60-something players in there and see how that would play. And now we want to start honing it down to where what's it look like with 1v1, 2v2, 4v4?
1v1. There are a lot of people out there who want to play 1v1, and I want to see them play 1v1 in our game.
Yeah,
our game.
I know, right? I'm tired of seeing the old Descent videos. I mean, they're making me jealous. I want to get that in something.
Come on.
Right. That all the new generation of gamers can get behind too. So, because they want it, there's expectations out there these days. So that's what we have to meet.
We have the same thing though.
Should we do some what the fact questions?
Why don't we do that?
Now, and here's the thing about what the fact, right? Some of those questions are going to be there, and some we're not going to be able to answer everything because we're just not ready to answer a lot of those. Again, pre-production. This is why we're doing it together. So
designing as fast as I can.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But that's also why we do the design updates. We take you like Jax is doing this really cool thing where he's going to have a contest. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but there's this contest coming up where users are going to be able to.
Are you spoiling it?
No, I'll let it come up. It's coming up on the forums. It's going to be doing this really cool contest that we're going to be taking note of. So just be aware of that's coming up. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That
was teasing
enough
enough
to whet their appetite.
Yeah, without giving it away.
Yeah.
It's a pretty neat idea though.
Not selling the whole farm.
So should we do some what the fact? Let's take question number 1, Michael.
This is question number 1
from Hefe. Will there be any sort of modding of the game for Descent Underground? If we want to have HUD be just the right shade of pink, is that the part of the plans? Or will the interface stuff be locked down? Modding.
Okay, well, do we want to do the long, complicated answer, or do we want to start with the simple? Yes, we want to do that.
Modding is very important to what we're trying to do here, yeah.
I'm not sure. Pink HUD, really?
No, okay, so the HUD part is probably going to be locked down. Maybe we'll let them colors.
We'll probably let them pick colors in some way.
But the reason for that is when you're supporting VR, you've got a headset that you've got to be able. Your HUD has to be able to work on VR as well as on your PC. So we'll play with that. I'm not sure we're going to let people. Pink is an
maybe some color choices, maybe. But we can't let them necessarily move everything around because of the VR,
right. Because what would it look exactly?
But,
but maybe we're pink. Yeah, I don't know. So that's one of those TBD things. We'd like to allow as much of the. You're talking. There's two sides of modding, right? There's one where users create maps, content, things of that nature,
which we want.
Right. Exactly. And there's also like modding your own experience, and so that's a little different because that's got to come through the shop here to where it's approved and gets put in there. Because if it's not, we end up with a lot of interest. The intranet is not always a friendly place.
This is an excellent description.
I don't know if you guys
internet.
have noticed that, but there's some things on the internet that are quite risque.
Not family safe?
Not family safe. And so, those kind of things might work on your own machine, but we don't necessarily want them on my 12-year-olds. So. Although he might. Let's take another question then. From Shogun. We know there are 9 ships in the game. Will there be any others added? Several fans have made some designs, and I even concepted a close quarters ripsaw ship. Would any of this be considered?
Well, yeah. Of course it's considered.
Kind of why we're asking.
Of course,
yeah.
Part of it is we will introduce nothing that does not have a place in the game that has properly been thought out.
Right.
We're not just throwing stuff out there for you.
Right,
we have a plan, and we will add things to that plan.
Right. I would say that the 9 ships are the most. Right now, we want to make sure that we get the balance right for that.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
And then so the opportunity is going to be there for user-created content like that to get in there. But it's going to have to fit in the balance.
And we have to work.
It's got to have It's got to have a place in the universe, as you said. And the standards are going to have to be, to the level that we're making. And, that's. And I think so far we've actually found some really, really cool stuff out there.
There's some great work out there. And maybe once we unveil the ship stats.
The ship stats page.
My favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, the ship
Once those come out, maybe they'll have a chance to do a little design theory crafting and sort of pick out where their ship fits in that.
Well, right.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it's like, tell me how that fits.
And maybe we do like a day in the life of a player or something, and show you. Maybe we do one for each ship
That
type.
would be an
and kind of
excellent design topic for next week.
Yeah. Oh, that is a good design topic. Phil, what are you doing there? Are you trying to walk
sneaking
in?
out
Hi,
here.
Phil.
Phil's
Sneaking out.
Phil's.
God, Phil.
Thank God we're recording this, right, Michael? This
Live.
isn't live, right? Oh,
Are we on air?
No. Heck no. Let's take another question.
Coming up here.
All right. From Scurry Panda. How fast will ship unlocking be? Ooh, this is a good topic to bring up because this is back to the original discussion. Will it be 100 hours of grinding for any given ship, or will unlocking go moderately fast? That's a really good question that's come up a lot.
Excellent question.
And it begs to the people that are complaining about our business model in some regards. And so the answer is we don't know completely.
We don't have it yet.
But I can tell you that our intent is not 100 hours of grinding to get anything.
Boo.
I know. So this is why we're doing the alpha and the proving grounds with you, so that you guys can help us. There's a balancing point in there which it feels right, and
We have
so
to tune it up.
Yeah, it could be 5 hours, it could be 10, it could be an hour. We just got to figure that out with your input, and so.
Hopefully not an hour.
Yeah, and I think that what happens is we kind of get lumped in with some of the other games that have been like
Certain other games.
Yeah, that did take a little bit of time, but that's not our intent. Our intent is to. It's not going to be completely. I'm not saying it's going to be completely easy. That it's just going to be 5 minutes.
And honestly, the multiplayer and single player will probably be different.
Yeah, right,
too.
right.
I mean, the single player will give you the ships you need for what you're
right,
doing.
right. That's kind of the way they'll unlock it through the progression of the story. Right?
Multiplayer will probably be different. In
Yeah,
that too,
right.
So.
And that the single player is going to introduce you to all those ships.
It's
That's kind of the point, right?
Teaching you all the different things you
Right,
can
right.
do.
Exactly. It's a story-based campaign that is also teaching you. And what
Are you getting distracted?
Are you getting what's going on there? Mike just erased something from the board. Are we not doing that now?
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
He crossed it out.
We can't do it.
Well, we could try. I'm not sure there's not enough people who are ready to call it.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So, do we have another what the fact question?
That's it for what the fact.
That's it for what the fact this week. I thought didn't you have one that came in that
We had one that came in, and it
in
was DC Black? AC Black.
AC Black.
AC Black.
What did he say?
He was asking...
I could probably pull it up here.
You could, but I should remember this.
This would actually be me working here.
Wow.
I know. It's
amazing.
It does happen. It does happen. It's amazing. It does.
So
happen.
that's
This
what it looks
is
like
a
when you
moment
work.
in history right
This
here.
is-
Eric is
I'm working. I am working. I'm working out.
Oh, no, don't go that far.
Yeah, no, that's true. That would scare everybody away. All right, let's see. AC Black is in here. I'm getting down to
Near
his.
the bottom of the first page.
No, I'm over there. There's
No.
Scurry. By the way, Scurry had a lot of questions about
A whole lot of
questions, and those are those things that we'll be working out.
Look,
so.
we answered several of them.
I know, we
in
actually
the
did, I
course
know.
of our- yeah.
There,
that one.
There,
That's
yeah.
an excellent question.
After the Kickstarter, will the Descendent Studio DU webpage? It's actually Descendent Studios.
Descendent Studios
whatever.
webpage, but yeah, we get
have
it.
the option of credit card payments. Yeah, it will.
Yeah. The store will be in full bloom
Right.
after we're done with the Kickstarter.
Right, we're not looking to cannibalize the Kickstarter right now.
Right.
We
need every
we need
little
it.
bit. We
Right,
can
right,
get
right,
there.
right. When can we start the subs? This is a good one. Victor Meyer wants to have subscriptions, and so we're actually that's coming up. We've got some in the Kickstarter revamp. We've got some add-ons that we're bringing out.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Some very exciting stuff too.
It's some cool stuff. And what are we calling it? The
Underground.
The Underground.
It's perfectly.
Hey, that ties
in
into our
keeping with
name.
our fiction. Isn't
Yeah,
that
I know,
nice?
The Underground.
I like it. Join the Underground.
You can probably look on the forums now, and you'll see it. It says the Underground instead of subscribers. So, two reasons for that is people think subscriptions. Oh my
Wait,
God!
I have to buy the game and subscribe?
Yeah, that's
No!
crazy talk. And so that's not happening.
That's not what we mean.
It's subscriptions or the Underground is meant for people that want to be a little close to the dev, want to be a little closer. They'll be live,
Like this.
not that close. They'll be broadcasting. We'll be broadcasting live design meetings. You'll get alpha,
terrifying, I tell you.
private forums, those kind of things. So it's just a little more access, and it's a way of supporting the dev team if you choose to do it. It's nothing more than that. And That's what it's there for. If you want to avoid the mishmash that can happen in the general forums, that's where it will be. Oh, that kind of thing.
Very, very sacred area.
The sacred area.
And I'm going to warn you right now. I mean, what you're seeing right here, this is really us. This is what you're going to get in the design meetings too. We're exactly like this all the time.
Yeah, no, yeah, well, no.
I wish I could say this was a character I'm playing on TV, but it's not. Are you finding more questions?
Yeah, I'm reading about how the visual...
Levels are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, they are, I know. Yeah, the levels of photorealism. Yeah,
the lasers were totally.
Okay, no, this is a good question. So Ethos is saying that the levels are being photoreal and the ships are seeing cartoony. Well, but the ships aren't made yet.
Those are concept drawings.
Those are concept drawings.
Yeah, they're just drawings.
Right. That will merge over time, and that's one of those things that's why we're doing this together. So you'll see that happening over time. Those things will get closer and closer in look and feel.
It takes some time to get the artwork together. I mean, it's a very involved process.
It is.
So,
and again, we're sharing. Most of the time, we wouldn't even share this. Most of the time, the concepts come to us. We say, yeah, we like that. We don't like that. We change this, change that. And then it goes off. Then it becomes a little gray box model, which is kind of what that was, the spinning thing. And then it goes into the modeler, and he models it, and then he textures it, and then that's what you guys get to see. But we're letting you see everything from soup to nuts. That's the whole point of this.
Soup to nuts.
Soup to nuts.
Where did that phrase come
from? I don't even know, and it doesn't make any sense.
Does anyone know what... Someone explain to us in the forums where that came from.
What soup to nuts means. Because
we may have to go Google it, but...
Yeah, we're kind of crazy. So...
Kind of?
Yeah, well, anyway. So anyway, that's kind of what we're going to talk about, and we're going to show you a little bit about... we'll show you one more video that kind of... One of the things we've noticed... On Kickstarter, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but 47% of the people on Kickstarter are between the ages of 18 and 34. And mostly male, like 98% of those are male. And so those people more than likely have never played Descent. So I think we've gotten the word out really well to all of our audience that has played Descent and really wants to and likes it and is looking forward to it. Our news coverage has been immense.
Oh, we've had tons
of more coverage than we got on Star Citizen, to be honest, in the first campaign. We were getting tons and tons of press. But what we want to make sure we're getting also is that we've got to explain the game a little better to people that have never played it or don't know what it is. And, just showing the old graphics, they're obviously going to look at that and go, no.
Yeah,
right? Or the gameplay's hard to explain unless you've actually played it. So we're going to be updating the page with some little graphics, maybe some GIFs. Is it GIFs or GIFs?
GIF. I call them GIFs.
Is it GIFs, though? Is it meme or min?
That's peanut butter.
GIF is a good peanut butter. Anyway, we're going to be updating the webpage, and we'll show you we'll give you kind of a look at that, the video of how we describe 6 degrees of movement. So, Mike, you want to run that real quick?
Yeah, I can run that for you.
What was it called yesterday that you were using? Freedom
person shooter.
Freedom
person shooter. I like that.
We're out for about...
All right, so you kind of see, we're going to be putting that on there so people can kind of see how it works. And we don't have the tricording in there yet because we haven't gotten it working.
It wasn't quite working right.
No,
yeah,
it didn't look like a rolling thing.
Like a seizure.
And we even got some footage of it looking like a fish. Looking like it's going around like a fish. We should epic sax that at some point, I think. Put that to epic sax.
How can you not?
Yeah, swim around
epic sax that.
But so we're going to be putting that video up as well as several others to explain why, what this means and what it's like, and then I think as we move forward through the rest of the campaign, we're about halfway through. We're about halfway through the funding. We're on track to, if that big spike comes at the end, like most of them do, we should be all right. So help us keep getting the word out there.
Absolutely.
If you have any ideas or thoughts, be in the forums. Join us in this cool epic adventure, and thank you very much for what you've done so far, and we'll continue to do. Thanks, and we'll see you.
In the verse.